All right. Hello there, everyone. So today we're looking at a random battle between Hexadigital and Nezperdian for Retro Achievements Rack It Up event. And we start off here with a Terrakion against Banat matchup. Don't see anything else behind. Looks like Terrakion's going to lead off here with an Earthquake. Um, Definitely a reasonably hard-hitting move to use here against Bayonet. Bayonet using, of course, getting that disable on the Terrakion, which lets an Appleton come in. I'm wondering if we might see something like a Leech Seed attempt, but Amoonguss coming in here. Now, Amoonguss 4 will not work here against the Appleton, given that Spore no longer works on grass types, but obviously something like the Sludge Bomb that we see here is going to do decent chunk damage. The Draco Meteor hitting hard for about 58%. The follow-up would only deal about 30%. So the Appleton does not have a clean kill on the Amoonguss. May end up switching out here. Yeah, Spore not working here against the grass type. However, the Sludge Bomb did deal decent damage, right? We got 43% on the first hit. Apple Acid lowering the special defense. Sludge Bomb taking Appleton down under a third. One last Draco Meteor here for the Appleton, getting Amoonguss to about 3% before going down. Leftovers taking it back to 9. Let's see what Nezperdian brings in next. I'm predicting some sort of fast mon to force a switch out of the Amoonguss. Yeah, Cricketune will do. Um, Again, we could see a wide variety of moves, something like a knockoff or a pounce. Going ahead and using a sticky web first. So trading the toxic on the Cricketune for a little bit of a hazard setup and giving the chance to slow Hex's future mons coming in. That toxic will, of course, build up on the Cricketune, but taking out the Amoonguss, getting the sticky web set up, potentially even knocking whatever comes after the Amoonguss. I definitely see a game plan here forming for Nez. Camera coming in with the lower speed is still very threatening. Cricketune likely doesn't have anything more than a sacrificial knife to offer, so we'll probably end up switching out here. Could see a taunt as well instead. But Camera sets up Stealth Rocks as Araquanid switches in. Obviously, with Camera 4x, something like a liquidation out of the Araquanid would probably be an Oko here. Camerupt could give us something, some sort of rock move, perhaps like a rock slide. Would deal decent damage, but it's definitely not fast enough after the sticky webs to get something like that off. Oh, Terra Grass, that makes a lot of sense as well, as a way to get out of the Oko range. However, the Fire Blast is going to deal only a moderate damage. Actually, it's surprisingly low damage for a Fire Blast. Liquidation still dealing 20-some% damage even into the resist. Fire Blast dealing some damage, but not as much as Hexa would hope for here. Roar switching in the Bayonet, taking Stealth Rock damage. Araquanid will take another 25% when it eventually comes back in, and it was currently at 72, so it'll be just under half when it comes back in. Bayonet T-Waves, paralyzing Camerupt and cutting that speed even than it already would have been. Bringing Araquanid back in, but to resist the Earthquake. Still taking about 23% there. Araquanid probably does not last through another hit. Liquidation and the Parachance. That's a brutal turn for Camerupt and for Hexa here. Now at this point, ooh, Lunge, a bug-type move. It's an interesting choice, especially since it lowers Camerupt's attack, though again, since which would affect the Earthquake that we've seen here. Roar bringing Cinderace in, taking no damage on the rocks, meaning this is heavy-duty boots Cinderace. That high jump kick is going to definitely make a significant impact here, but a Latios coming in against a Terra fighting Cinderace. Gunk Shot does decent damage, but some sort of psychic move here, like the Psyshock, is going to absolutely obliterate the Cinderace. This Latios has taken decent damage, and Hoopa coming in for Nez. We could see something like a Hyperspace Fury here. Could probably Oko the Latios. Yep, Latios down. Hoopa does have that lower defense, and Hoopa, I don't believe, is an especially fast mon for this format, though the Terrakian's not going to be fast, and there is the web, so Hoopa can keep the pressure up. Heated Hyperspace Fury. Terrakian also, of course, being paralyzed, which I forgot for a moment there. Even with just the sticky webs, that's going to deal quite a bit of damage. Right, but the justified proc, because Hyperspace Fury being a dark type move, gives the Terrakian's signature ability Justified, a proc raising its attack, setting for that brutal Earthquake coming back in. Bayonet taking another tick of rocks on the switch in. Kricketune and the Araquanid thing are also going to take significant hits off that Stealth Rocks. This could be Nez's last chance to make a meaningful impact against this Terrakion, with Hexa still having two other Mons in the back. Situation has grown quite dire. Araquanid doesn't even survive the rock switching in, leaving us with just Kricketune to go, and Kricketune being toxic at that. Something like a knockoff would not do a whole lot here, neither would a pounce. I'm trying to think what moves Kricketune could have here that would still do something meaningful. Does Kricketune get Aerial Ace? Something like Aerial Ace might do a decent amount of damage here. Knock off raising the attack once more, but knocking off the Choice Band. And that should just about seal it up, especially given that I'm not seeing a whole lot of ways for Kricketune to continue making meaningful progress here. And with the Toxic, the timestamp for progress is going to be extremely short. Stone Edge finishing off with a win for Hexadigital.